Hey YouTube, Saturday, Straturday, 2:30 today, again, so I'm going to have to get that put back in again. So that's what, you know, it's good to a good cause when you buy this guitar. Yeah, so this is an, go on, focus. Yeah, it's an SX DTG series custom handmade. I think it says handmade on it, means it probably has to be. Don't know. So basically what it is a, I suppose it's the equivalent of a Squire standard Strat. I think they're the same price new. I think I've seen these before in Guitar. I remember going downstairs into the bass department of Guitar to look and see if there was any basses I fancied. Like if I had, you know, give me a couple of grand to spend or something, I'd go and see if there was any basses I had, and the only one in the whole shop downstairs and the one in Glasgow, the only bass I really liked out of all of them was an SX P bass, just because it was just a P bass. All the other ones were just like not my thing. You know, it's like obviously the jazz basses, but thousands of pounds. It's like, it seems crazy. So these are a budget brand, but they don't feel budget. I would say this was closer to a Mexican blender. It's actually very similar to one I was working on a couple of months ago, putting switches in. So it's got rosewood neck, rosewood breadboard, nice glossy neck, the way I like it, not a fake skunk stripe. You don't need a skunk stripe, put that in. Clausen style tuners, with the bit like the vintage style thing where you can put the end of the string in the top rather than having it sticking out, which seems like a good idea. I mean, my first bass had that. I think quite a lot of P basses have that. I don't know why more guitars don't. Seems like a very obvious thing to do. So I don't know if it's really showing up the colour here, but maybe, see, I think it's partly because the wall behind me is pink. It's looks very quite green, sort of cream with a sort of greeny aged looking scratch plate, although the whole guitar looks pretty much mint condition. I've added a couple of switches which I'll go through in a minute. So just with these switches, both of these switches down, just a regular Strat. I'll probably do clean first. Put a wee Laney here. I've got a foot switch in the floor that just turns the reverb on and off, and she puts it onto the distortion channel. So here we are, clean neck pickup. Position 4, is it? Middle pickup. Then position 2. Bridge pickup. And this guitar was actually wired this way. I think someone's been in it. Normally in a Strat you get two tones. Normally it's neck tone and middle tone. This is middle tone and bridge tone, which I might go into and rearrange it so it's neck. It's quite good to have the tone and the bridge though. But it's also really nice having it on the neck pickup, which this one doesn't have. So I might go inside it and reroute it so it's the middle one that doesn't have a tone control. Yep, so, and the two switches, they're just two-way. The bottom one, what it does is it hot wires the bridge straight to the output of the switch, or straight to the volume control. So, hit the switch, it's bridge, and whatever the 5-way selects. Which gives you a really nice telly twang. I believe Dave Gilmore's got this in his Strat. I think it might be called an S1 switch. Burns used to do it, it was called a Wild Dog switch. There's other, I can't remember what PRS call it, but it basically gives you 7 sounds instead of 5, so you've got obviously your 5 sounds you've already got, and then if you've got it in bridge position, you've got these two, and if you put it into which would position 4, which is these two, you get all 3 on. It means that in the middle position it's these 2 on, in that position it's these 2 on, and in that position you just get the bridge and so on. Yep, and the other switch is my own design. Haha. So that's it, in the middle position, in the 5-way, and that's it now, a humbucker. And so what it does, what I'm doing here is, I'm taking the output of the neck pickup and then putting it to the input of the middle pickup in series. So what you've got, because this is reverse wound and reverse polarity, which modern strats do, you can tell if you've got a 5-way switch and you put it into position 2 and 4, if the hum lowers then it is reverse wound, and that's basically what a humbucker is. So it's basically just a humbucker, but instead of the 2 coils being together, they're far apart. This is just using the existing pickups on the guitar. So what you get there is a humbucker, and if you go into position 2, you get the humbucker plus the bridge pickup. Position 1 is just the bridge pickup on its own, as usual. And positions 4 and 5 are both just neck pickup. Humbucker. But that's kind of working on the. I put the distortion on. It makes a bigger difference. Humbucker. And then this is so the humbucker and the bridge. I always think the way to tell whether the best way of using it is if you play Black Sabbath with it. It just sounds like this. So this is it in single coil. With the bridge pickup on as well. That was the sound I was really going for this guitar to do. There was originally just going to be one switch that did one thing, and I was just going to wanted these two, all 3 pickups on. I wanted these 2 in series in parallel with this one, which gives you that. So you get the fatness of the humbucker in the background with a really bright bridge pickup on top of it. The tone control works on the bridge pickup. Both of them. And both switches do work in with each other as well to get you an extra 2 sounds you get. Doesn't really get you any more sounds, but if you've got both of them on, you get in the neck positions, well, basically it means bridge pickups on all the time. So you've got, this is now, neck pickup selected here is now outer two, the neck and bridge. As is position 4. Position 3 is the humbucker with the bridge pickup on. Position 4 is the humbucker with the bridge pickup on. Then position 5 is just the bridge pickup on its own. So, looking at, for this guitar, I would say that basically, yes, it's better than the Squire, the equivalent Squire. I think these are about 150. This one might be a bit more expensive actually because it's the VTG Vintage series. I don't know. But I'm assuming this is 150 quid because I'm pretty sure they want the strats I saw in Guitar Wear. Whether they were this exact model, I don't know. This might be a more expensive one. It seems to be off a good per 150 to be honest. I mean, I've had a couple of Squire Bullets and it's miles better. It doesn't have that horrible powdery satin finished crappy neck, which everyone seems to love but I pure hate. You want glossy finish, nice. It really just goes to show what you can get as a budget sort of beginner. I suppose you call it a beginner guitar, but it's not really a beginner guitar. I mean, even going back 10 years, or if you go back 20 years, it's like your entry level £100 guitars were just crap. Well, they had good, sometimes they had good necks on them, but they were very often plywood. This would be solid wood. Tuners used to get pants. Pickups used to be shit. Hardware, it's just like these things the technology's moved on that you don't actually get crap pickups anymore. They don't even bother making them. So even if I buy quite a lot of pickups from like China and stuff, and even like the Chinese Telecasters and stuff I'm buying from China, pickups are all good in them because there's no point in making crap pickups anymore. So you've noticed I've been going through quite a lot of old sort of Squires and stuff like that. Changing the tuners, changing the pickups, changing the bridge, changing the pots and the switches, just with cheap crap from China. It's like a £5.50, £6 for a set of tuners that are decent, as opposed to those pure horrible ones. And then things like a set of pickups is only like about a tenner for decent ones. And if you've got like an older guitar, maybe from like the late 80s or the 90s, it's very likely that the pickups you've got in it are pants. So even just buying the cheapest pickups you can buy just now on eBay from China will be significantly closer to real pickups, like Strat pickups, than the ones you had. Closer to that than they are closer to the crappy ones. This is a really nice guitar. If I didn't have to get my tooth sorted, or I didn't have so many guitars, it's stupid. I actually got if I didn't have that Strat there, that's my Zebra Strat, I would maybe have considered keeping this. Because white guitars are really cool. I would maybe even say white guitars are my favourite. I prefer maple fretboards though. I would also say, talking about the rosewood in this, it's not the sort of crappy powdery stuff you see on cheap guitars. This is decent. Just the right sort of colour, so sort of reddy, dark brown. And it's just, the whole guitar doesn't have the sharp fret ends. I would say it's got partially rolled edges in the fretboard. It just seems, maybe that's the vintage series a wee bit more. I wonder if that's what the handmade thing is. I wonder if they roll the edges of the fretboards and just do a wee bit more extra work to make it a wee bit. But I didn't want to do anything to it. Normally when I get a guitar in, it's like, rip the neck off and put 10 humbuckers in it and do all this crazy stuff. So basically I've kind of kept it a little bit subtle, just gone for 2 switches. So if they're both down, you've just got a Strat to keep it relatively easy. I had to make the bridge hard to the body. I think it's obviously, this is a budget guitar, so it's like when you've got like if you're going to try and set it up floating, you really need to have a decent, like a more expensive bridge to get away with that. This is like one of, you know, the block on the back's just made out of like sort of what Matchbox cars used to be made out of, sort of, you know, die cast metal of some sort of pop metal mixture. And it's playing great just now, but I think maybe when you've got it sort of hanging, you know, when you've got it floating, it doesn't quite cut it. So basically I've just made it hard to the body. Still got bend, still got down bend, but this time it stays in tune. Oh, 15 minutes, man. Cool, rock on! Oh, and yes, coming up possibly tomorrow night, there's another Buckfaster guitar. There's like literally at least, and I'm talking at least 2, possibly 3 people have asked me in the last couple of months, you know, when I bought guitars off them, Buckfast guitars were great, I was going to buy one, but it gets sold too quick, so I bet these people don't turn up when I put it up for sale though. Rock on!